What's up, guys? Welcome back to Easy Ass Engineering, and today I wanted to go over an important exam question for engineering economics. It's the critical path method. They're almost always going to give you a problem on this where you have to fill it out completely and find the critical path and critical path activities. So this is the all-in-one video. I'm going to do everything right here and you're going to understand this. I'm not going to go in depth on the theory. It's just you get this problem, you solve it. That's it. Alright, so we gotta find, looking at the legend over here, the early start is always, like for the first activities A and B, it's always 0. So that's your starter. You use that to start with. 0, 0 over here. And now you're gonna move to get this, the early finishes over here, which is just, you take the 0, you add the 6. You get 6. Same with this one, 0 plus 2 is 2. And then you just simply move this one right over to the next box, 6. And this 2 to the next one. And this 2 right here as well. Everything that follows the box. And now you're going to do the same process for like activity E, for example. 2 plus 4, 6. Activity D, 2 plus 2 is 4. Activity C, 6 plus 3 is 9. And you just repeat. You bring over the 9 to the next connecting boxes. 9. And you can see here that box C and D both lead to box G, right? So which one are you going to put, the 4 or the 9? When you're moving to the right, you pick the greater value. So in this case, the 9 is correct. We leave the 9 there. So activity E also has activity D going to H. E and D are going to H. So you pick the bigger one, 6. And now you just add again. 6 plus 6 is 12. 9 plus 3 is 12. 9 plus 1 is 10. So activity F and G are both going to I, so you'll pick the bigger value, it's 12. Activity G and H are both going to J, you'll pick the bigger number, they're both the same, so it's 12. And activity K gets the 12 from H. Now do the adding, 13, 15, and 15. So activity I and J are both going to L and they both have a value of 15, so it stays like that. Activity K goes to M with 13. Now just add again, 16, 17. And you'll bring over to N the bigger number, 17. Now add 17 to 4 is 21. Alright, so the project duration is the last box. The last box is early finish. So project duration equals 21. Usually it's in days. Alright, so now you gotta go backwards to finish out the rest. So when you go backwards and you got 2 boxes going to 1, you're gonna pick the smaller number. You'll see what I mean. Alright, so the first thing you're gonna do is bring this 21 down to that box. And instead of adding stuff, you're going to take this 21, you're going to subtract it from the 4 to get 17. And that's what you're going to bring to the next 2 boxes. So the 17 is going to go here, and it's going to go here. And you subtract again, so 15, 14. Bring this 14 over right here. Bring this 15 to both. Subtract 12, 12, 13. Alright, you can see that activity K and J, they're both going back to H. So you don't know what to pick, either 12 or 13. Like I said, when you go into left, you're going to pick the smaller value. So 12 is going to be going right here. And for activity G, what do? We have activity I and J. both going to activity G. So you gotta pick the smaller number, but they're both 12 in this case. And activity F only gets activity I, so it's 12. Subtracting from the 1 and the 3 and the 6. Yeah. So now you go for activity C, it's gonna get 11. No, my bad. It's gonna get either 11 or either 9. You pick the smaller number. 9. And activity D is gonna get either G or H, smaller number, 6. And activity E just gets activity H. Subtract 4, 6. Bring over the 6 and bring over the smaller number of the 2. So if you're doing it right, you should get a 0 at the beginning right here. That's 6 minus 6 and 2 minus 2 is 0. That's when you know you did it right. And now it's going to ask you for the critical path. Critical path. There could be more than one. So the critical path is when you go from left to right. You pick paths that have the same early float and late float, late finish and early finish, or early start and late start. So let's say I'm going to go from start with A. I'm going to look for the next path that has the same early finish, late finish. So I can go to C. I can't go to F because they're different. 10 and 12 are different. So I can go to G, and I can go to J or I, but let's go to J first, and then L, and then N. So the first path is going to be A, C, G, J, L, N. Next path, let's continue with the ACG. And instead of going to J, I'll go to I because it has also 15 and 15 is the same value. I and L and then N. Is there any other path? Let's go for B. So B, E, H, J, L, N. B, E, H, J, L, N. Any other ones? B, E, H, B, E, H. No, that's it. There's nothing else. There's no other paths that are there's no other paths other than these three. And now they usually ask you for how many critical activities. And that is just how many different letters you have in these three. So we got different ones, right? So A, C, G, J, L, N. That's 6 different ones. And what's missing that's not common in the second row? You got I, so that makes 6 total. And then you got B, E, H, which are new. So you got 9 critical activities. Pretty simple, guys. What else do these have? There's an empty box over here. That means the float. Float is just your early finish minus your late finish. It's just you take the late finish and you subtract it with the early finish, or you can take the late start and subtract it with the early start. So for example, activity N, you take 21 minus 21, or 17 minus 17, you get 0. You get 0. Critical path activities have a float of 0, obviously, so I'll just plug them in right now. 0, 0, 0, 0. And the rest are just subtracting. So activity M has a 1 over here, 2, 2, and that's pretty much everything they're going to ask you for the critical path method. Pretty easy stuff, guys. No challenge whatsoever. You're going to do great on this. So if you enjoyed the video and understood everything, just please subscribe and like. Also, you can leave a comment down below if you have any other questions regarding this topic. I'll be happy to help. I'll see you guys in the next video.